Hello, and welcome back to Age of Empires. Civilization Guide thing again. The brief one, and we are playing the Franks. Alphabetical order, obviously, so still there. So the Franks are technically a cavalry civilization, but you'll notice that their special unit, the Throwing Axeman, is not on horseback. Get that. It is a bit disappointing that they don't have a cavalry special unit, but he basically throws axes. It's in the name. So the Franks, let's start with the Knights. They have plus 20% hit points. So, 120. How am I going to prove this? If I go... I'll come back. I will prove that in a second. Right, so... Next one. Farm upgrades are free. So they don't have to pay for their farm upgrades at all. So the one which will be there, they don't have to pay for. And there's only 3 for the Franks. Castles cost 25% less, so they can build lots of castles for significantly less. So if I just do this, I'll go to the Castle Age, and I can prove that the Knights... So, the enemy Knights have 120, and the French Knights have 120. There's a possibility that the Reds are Franks too. They are indeed. Okay, yeah, so they would standard have 100 hit points. I apologise for that. That was a oversight on my half. Bad! Alright, okay, so let's go race them. I don't think these are going to be particularly fast. I imagine they're probably going to be the same as the archers again. I don't know how many different tiers there are of speed for the units in Age of Empires. I don't think there's many. Yeah, there seem to have been a lot which have been the same speed as the archers. So if I just do that, hopefully it'll work. It did! So they're actually slower than the archers? Yeah, they look about the same speed as a catapult. That's embarrassing for them. Alright, so they're actually slower than the things. I guess if you're throwing axes that big, that's a pretty big axe. Then you know you're likely to be slow. So let's move on to the fight bit. So I don't know how they're going to do. Got 50 health points, 7 attack. I don't think he's going to do brilliant well. He's only got 3 range as well. From what I remember, they are not actually very brilliant soldiers at all, the Throwing Axemen. Look at that! Look how close they have to be. That's actually really bad. Let's see if we can get him... No. Oh, this is going to go bad. Okay, so he died. Let's try and tackle him with lots of them, see what happens. Have we actually had anyone who could beat these? I think the Byzantine soldiers could, the cataphracts. We're doing a reasonable amount of damage. But still, that was like... I don't know, quite a lot to... We needed a lot to heal the one, to kill the one, didn't we? Let's be fair. Okay, only one monk at a time heal them. That was an oversight. Again, professional. Alright, let's see how they do against light cavalry. Is he actually going to attack me this time? I doubt it. It's just a sign of how fast they can actually knock them down. So, I wouldn't say Throwing Axemen are actually very good at all. But that's not even what Franks are good at, apparently. I don't know why they have Throwing Axemen as their special unit. I assume there must be some reason, but, yeah, I would have preferred if they had special cavalry. Where are you going? Alright, maybe Throwing Axemen are... oh, for Pete's sake, what is wrong with this mouse? What are you doing? Jesus. Alright, sorry. Okay, let's see if they're, like, specialized against it. No, what? Oh, I'm not even selecting him anymore. Jeez. Let's see if they're special against anything. What? Wait, he's running again! What is wrong with this guy? But we are doing quite a lot of damage to him, so... let's just, yeah, he'll finish him off, so... I don't think they would have won in the one-on fight, but I can't prove it! Which is fun. Right. Let's see how they do. I imagine the Throwing Axemen should win. Yeah, look, he's barely taking any damage. Maybe that's what the Throwing Axemen are good at. Taking little damage from, No! For Pete's sake, fair fight, my god. Right. I don't know whether they are considered archer units. I think they probably are. so they're probably not going to be great against skirmishers. So he's doing really well against the archer, actually, isn't he? Can send him back, bring up another one. Speed up the footage.
My God. Oh my God. Jesus.
Alright. Let's try him against the skirmishers. They're doing a fair amount of damage. Yeah, so it would be nice if the skirmisher was attacking me, but it doesn't look like they're susceptible to the same shortcomings of archers against skirmishers. Alright. So moving on to their special technology, it's called Bearded Axe. And this basically gives their throwing axemen +1 range. So they've got 3 at the moment. If I do this, he's now got 3. Now the thing was that there are actually 2 bearded axe things in the options thing, so I think I probably selected the wrong one. Well, there was no way of me knowing until I tested, so okay. It's a bit annoying, but we can only trust that they do get +1 range. Not entirely impressed with throwing axemen. So the team bonus, those who are teamed with them get +2 line of sight. So their units get more sight, I think. I don't know whether that counts for buildings as well. So their architecture, I think, is the same as the Britons. So the Western European style. Castle's the same. They've got a sort of cathedral-y thingy. I don't know whether that's supposed to be Notre Dame. I think so. Franks, if you hadn't guessed, is sort of, I think, from around the area of the French. Or they're certainly made to be like that. So let's have a look at their techs. +1 range, if you didn't believe me. Right. So I did cover everything. Yep. They can't have arbalists, which is the most advanced form of archer. Can't have thumb ring, so they're crappy crossbowmen. Can't even hit their target. Can't have Parthian tactics. Not a lot of civilization can, so the Parthian tactics is increasing defense of cavalry archers. They can't have warriors, obviously. They can't have squires, so their units are slightly slower. They're infantry units. Can't have camels, obviously. They can't have bloodlines, which is a bit strange. So they get +20% hit points. But that's exact... Okay, no, they get +20 hit points from bloodlines. That's a bit of a shame. It sort of makes it redundant when they do that. So, what the Franks have got going for them is cheap castles and farm things. Okay, they can't have hussars, a bit disappointing. They can have paladins, can't have camels. Can't have elite cannon galleons, but they can have everything else. Oh no, they can't have shipwright, which makes boats cheaper. Missing the top tower and bombard tower. Missing redemption, which allows monks to convert buildings. Atonement, which monks can convert enemy monks. Can't have sappers, which gives villagers extra attack versus buildings, not just castles. Can have everything in the Danzig. Can't have siege Ronegers and can't have siege rams. Can't have ring archer armor. Can't have braces, and they don't like their archers very much, do they? Obviously can't have bombard cannons. Can't have keep. Can't have heated shots, which gives towers extra attack against boats and castles as well, I think. Can't have the stone shaft mining, which increases their speed. Mining stone. Can't have two-man saw, which increases the south fast they can chop wood. Can't have guilds, which is trade to do with when you're trading with a human player, or when you're trading with any player, I think, it costs you to send resources to them, but this reduces how much it costs. They can have all the farm things, which is good, because, you know, it's free for them. Right, so, to be honest, I mean, I don't really usually play the Franks, but I'm actually very disappointed with them, really, looking at them. I mean, they really haven't got anything, so they get a bit, but I don't know, I'm not that impressed. So... they've got the cavalry, which most civilizations have, but the inferior they've got 20% is quite significant. It's a significant chunk on their cavalry, so that's a significant health boost. The throwing axemen, I don't know, they're not great. I wouldn't call them great. I don't know whether they like jump a lot better when they're elite. Let's have a look. 8 attacks, so only +1 attack. They get a little bit more armor, and they get +1 more range. So, really don't like the throwing axemen. I think they're a bit rubbish. But yeah, I mean they've got decent cavalry, and you can build castles a lot cheaper as well. Can I demonstrate how cheap their castles are? Probably not. Right. So cavalry civilization. It's all like a basic civilization, not necessarily specializing in anything. But yeah. So Franks, cavalry civilization. So I will see you for the next civilization. Goodbye.